Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 530 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jay Cohn.
And I'm Jeanelle Slade. For the second time in less than a week, another person attacked by an elk in Yellowstone National Park.
Now, wildlife encounters are nothing new in Yellowstone, but this year, the normally docile elk at Mammoth, both bulls and cows have taken out their frustration on park visitors. This latest encounter similar to the one last Thursday where a bull elk charged a man and knocked him to the ground.
Get over the fence!
As you can see in this Facebook video, a pair of tourists suddenly rushed by this elk and were just barely able to escape. And in the distance, you can see other visitors scrambling for safety as the elk actually circles back toward the other side of the field. This all happening right near the Mammoth restaurant.
Park officials tell us the Mammoth area sees more than its fair share of elk encounters.
You know, I think we have a larger resident group of elk that lives around Mammoth Hot Springs year-round, combined with, you know, Mammoth being a pretty popular destination. So those two things add up to more opportunities for people to get too close.
2 people have been injured already this year after being attacked by elk in the Mammoth area, and Herbert reminds everyone who might find themselves around elk at this time of the year to be watchful all the time.
He says it's often necessary, in fact, to keep moving in order to keep a safe distance from elk during the rutting season.
Meanwhile, a Florida man recovering after he was attacked by a bear during a hunting trip in Wyoming.
His friend, who was also the tour guide, was killed in the attack.
Hadass Brown spoke with Corey Shuban about the tragic incident.
When that bear did have me by the back of the leg, thinking to myself that this is it. This is my death, and this is how I'm dying.
2 new friends on a hunting trip. Only one made it back alive. Mark Uptain was Corey Shuban's guide on the trip in Wyoming. They caught an elk Thursday evening and went back Friday to pack it up.
We heard rocks tumble, and all of a sudden we turn around and we see 2 giant grizzly bears, full charge, coming right at us.
The first bear went for Uptain, clawing him. As Shuban tried to load their pistol, the second bear attacked him.
He swiped at me on my arm, and then he went around behind me and grabbed my back of my ankle, and he swung me by his jaws. I tried to throw the gun to Mark. It didn't make it to him, and the gun landed on the ground, and somehow the grizzly let me go and charged Mark again, and that's when I made the decision to just run for my life.
Rescuers airlifted Shuban to the hospital in Wyoming. Now he's back in New Smyrna Beach, still visibly wounded but able to walk. Emotionally, he's got a long recovery ahead.
And the approach that he took in dealing with the bears probably saved my life.
As Shuban continues to recover here in New Smyrna Beach, he tells me that Mark Uptain leaves behind a wife and 5 children. Reporting in Volusia County, Hadass Brown, WESH 2 News.
Meanwhile, 2 other incidents in Yellowstone last week catching the eyes of residents and tourists and park officials.
This is a park service! Get on the boardwalk!
This video from this past Friday as the man was caught on camera walking on the Old Faithful geyser, ignoring officials' warnings. Witnesses say the man was arrested after this incident. But now we have new video and pictures that show what many believe to be the same man on yet another natural feature of the park. Kelly Koshek says she was visiting the park with her family last Friday when she took this video of the man near Barrel Spring, which is south of Mammoth Hot Springs. The spring's about 40 miles from Old Faithful. Koshek says everyone around her, including family members and visitors, were yelling at the man to get out. The man now has been released on bond, but he faces multiple charges, including being off trail in a thermal area. Yellowstone Park Superintendent Dan Wink says the man's actions were against the law and reminds us that this entire incident remains under investigation.
A word of warning from Billings Police to stay alert of any suspicious activity. This after an elderly woman is robbed at her home after visiting an ATM. It happened today on the 3600 block of Olympic Boulevard. Police say a man confronted the 81-year-old woman after she pulled into her own garage. Now, the suspect demanded her wallet and money and said he followed her home from a nearby ATM. He said he would kill her if she didn't hand over the cash. Here's a description of the man police are looking for. He's described as a tall, slender male with dark hair, possibly in his 20s. He was wearing gray clothing, a gray beanie, and concealed the lower part of his face. The victim was not hurt. The suspect is still at large.
Billings motorists are familiar with roundabouts, but do you know how to proceed when you meet a pedestrian at a roundabout? Well, new technology is ensuring that you do. Crews are wrapping up construction out on Central Avenue. And when they do, they'll add 2 new roundabouts at 36th Street and 38th Street West. And there's also new pedestrian-activated push-button signals so people can cross the road safely. The new pedestrian signals aren't new to roads, but fairly new to Billings. So new, in fact, that the roundabouts along Shiloh Road don't have them because they were built before the Federal Highway Administration mandated such pedestrian crossings. It's all an effort to keep traffic moving, even pedestrian traffic.
Being courteous with pedestrians, abiding by state laws that are on the books that require you to yield to pedestrians. Drivers within the city limits, I believe, could do a better job in keeping everybody safe.
And I know you're wondering, city engineers tell us those new pedestrian crossings should be complete and in place by the end of October.
One person is dead after a crash this morning in Dawson County. That accident was reported just after 7 a.m. on Montana Highway 200 South. Highway Patrol Trooper Joel Graham says the driver in his early 50s from the Circle area drifted off the road for unknown reasons. The Ford pickup truck struck a power pole, flipped multiple times, and continued down a ravine. The driver, whose name has not yet been released, was the only person in the vehicle. He was pronounced dead at scene. We're told he was not wearing a seatbelt.
Still to come on tonight's 5:30 News, an icon at Billings Clinic and the face of changing medicine across Montana. Dr. Nick Wolter has left a long-standing legacy. Tonight we take a look back.
And in sports, Rockies' Bruce Parker becomes a member of the NAIA Hall of Fame after a jackpot career as athletic director. Scott chats with him.
And coming up in weather, kind of another cool down for the next few days. In fact, we even have a cold front moving through. That'll knock us back down into the 50s. But then after that, we start warming back up into the 60s again. We'll have more coming your way in a few more minutes.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Cohn and Jeanelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with Scott Green. This is the 5:30 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.